Hey, Cowboys Nation! Today we are diving deep into the current landscape of the NFC and what it means for our beloved Dallas Cowboys as we march toward the final stretch of the season. There is no denying that the playoff picture has become an absolute whirlwind over the past few weeks. And if you have been following the NFC closely, you know there's hardly a dull moment. From tiebreakers to sudden shifts in team rankings, every single game seems to carry an outsized impact, and the stakes could not be higher. The Bears are currently holding the #1 seed in the conference, but that position comes courtesy of a tiebreaker, while the Los Angeles Rams sit just behind them, securing the 2nd seed through their own set of tiebreakers. Meanwhile, the Seattle Seahawks are lurking at #5, and with 9 wins already under their belt, they are no small obstacle for any team hoping to make a run. The Philadelphia Eagles, with 8 wins and 4 losses, are still very much in contention, but they have started to slip down the ladder, and any misstep in the next few games could push them into a precarious spot. Right now, the Cowboys are in a tight race within the NFC East, sitting just a game and a half behind the Detroit Lions, who currently hold 7 wins and 5 losses. Dallas also maintains a slight advantage over the Carolina Panthers, who have 7 wins and 6 losses. This kind of positioning means that the path to the postseason is both incredibly challenging and excitingly within reach, but it leaves absolutely no room for error. Every game matters, and while the margin for mistakes earlier in the season was somewhat forgiving, the slow start at the beginning of the year has made it clear that the Cowboys must be near perfect in the upcoming stretch. Win all 5 of the remaining games, and the chances of making the playoffs shoot up dramatically, practically guaranteeing a postseason appearance. The tricky part, of course, is that a single loss, especially to a rival like the Lions, could drastically shift the odds and require an improbable level of help from other teams to stay alive. Looking ahead at the Cowboys' schedule, the challenges are very real. Thursday night football against Detroit will be pivotal. That game alone could make or break the team's momentum in the division race. Following that, there are trips to face Minnesota and Los Angeles Chargers, along with matchups against the Commanders and the Giants. Of the 5 remaining games, 3 are on the road, and several are in high-pressure primetime slots, including a Christmas Day showdown. These are not just any games. They are opportunities to solidify playoff positioning or risk being left out in the cold. What makes this stretch particularly tense is that the Cowboys' playoff fate is not entirely in their hands, even if they win out. They need key losses from teams like the Eagles or Panthers to maximize their chances, which adds another layer of drama to every kickoff. But that is exactly the kind of chaos that makes this time of the year so thrilling for fans of America's team. The playoff odds themselves tell a fascinating story. Currently, the Cowboys have roughly a 24% chance of making the postseason. Breaking that down further, there is an 11% chance they could win the division and a 13% chance of earning a wild card berth. The numbers are a reflection of recent results. For instance, a Cowboys win over the Chiefs boosted the odds slightly, but other simultaneous outcomes like the Bears' victories or Rams' losses tempered the impact. Winning the division is particularly significant, as the chances jumped 9% after the latest slate of games, highlighting how one victory in a high-profile matchup can ripple across the entire playoff landscape. It is these margins that make each remaining game feel like a season unto itself. Every yard gained or lost, every turnover, and every 4th down decision could be the difference between a trip to the playoffs and an offseason spent watching other teams compete. Now, let's talk strategy and what fans should be watching closely. If the Cowboys win all remaining games, their odds of making the playoffs rise to practically 98%. This isn't just speculation. It's grounded in the mathematics of the current standings and the likely outcomes of the remaining schedule. The Eagles will need to stumble in order for the Cowboys to capitalize fully. And given the Eagles' mixed performances this season, that possibility is not far-fetched. However, winning out is far from a guarantee. Detroit presents a massive hurdle, and primetime matchups against formidable opponents like the Chargers and Vikings will demand that Dallas execute flawlessly on both sides of the ball. Success will require precision in the passing game, dominance in the trenches, and defensive stops at critical moments. The road to the postseason is narrow, and every single misstep is magnified. Beyond the Cowboys themselves, the rest of the NFC adds layers of complexity. The Bears, Rams, Niners, and Seahawks are all navigating schedules that will directly impact Dallas' playoff trajectory. Teams like the Packers and Panthers remain alive in various capacities, and a single upset or surprise victory can dramatically shift the landscape overnight. This is particularly true when considering tiebreakers, head-to-head results, and divisional wins, which could all become crucial in the final week. Even games that might seem inconsequential on paper, such as a matchup between two teams outside the immediate playoff picture, could indirectly shape the Cowboys' path by influencing the outcomes of potential competitors. What makes this season so electrifying is the sheer unpredictability of the NFC race. The gap between the number 1 seed and the 7th seed is virtually non-existent in certain scenarios, meaning that every team must fight for every single win to preserve its position. For the Cowboys, this means that while the theoretical odds are promising, the practical reality is that nothing can be taken for granted. A single loss, particularly against a divisional rival, could flip the standings dramatically. Conversely, victories against tough opponents could propel the team into contention in a heartbeat, creating a roller coaster of excitement for fans every Sunday, Thursday, and Monday night. Each matchup is a story within itself, loaded with narrative tension, individual heroics, and the potential for stunning outcomes. As the season progresses, fans should be keenly aware of which games are most impactful. Week 14's Monday Night Football clash between the Chargers and Eagles, for instance, has enormous implications for the NFC East. Similarly, the matchups involving the Rams, Packers, and Seahawks carry hidden significance in shaping the playoff landscape. Even teams that seem distant from contention, like the Panthers or lower-seeded NFC South teams, can influence which clubs advance, making it essential to watch the standings as a living, breathing entity that evolves with every snap of the football. In short, every single play counts, and the remaining weeks will test the Cowboys' resilience, consistency, and ability to perform under pressure. The Cowboys' path is a delicate balance between taking care of their own business and hoping for the right outcomes elsewhere. Winning out is ideal, but even dropping a single game could be manageable, provided other results go their way. Lose two, however, and the playoff odds collapse almost entirely, requiring near-impossible scenarios for Dallas to sneak in. This precarious position is precisely why every fan should be tuned in to not only the Cowboys' performance, but also the broader NFC playoff picture. Each victory strengthens their position, each loss introduces complexity, and each rival's win or defeat reshapes the landscape in ways that are thrilling, unpredictable, and sometimes infuriating. Every remaining matchup is layered with storylines that matter. The Cowboys must face road tests in hostile stadiums, primetime games with the pressure of national attention, and divisional contests that carry extra weight for tiebreakers. Beyond that, the interplay of other teams' schedules, the Bears, Packers, Niners, Rams, Seahawks, Eagles, and Panthers, creates an intricate web of possibilities where small details can have massive consequences. The beauty of this NFL season lies in that complexity. The playoff race is not determined solely by wins and losses. It is influenced by timing, matchups, injuries, momentum, and the subtle ripple effects of each game played across the league. With just 5 games remaining, the Cowboys' chances of making the postseason hang in a delicate balance between what they can control and what unfolds around them. Every touchdown, every sack, every defensive stand could shift the odds incrementally or dramatically, making it essential for Dallas to approach each contest with focus, preparation, and intensity. Fans are witnessing a season that could come down to the wire, with the margins between triumph and disappointment razor-thin. This is a team that, despite a rocky start, has shown resilience, skill, and a determination to fight for every inch, every game, and every playoff opportunity. The energy surrounding the Cowboys has never been more tangible. The potential for an epic finish to the regular season is electrifying, and for the faithful, each game is a pulse-pounding chapter in a story that could see America's team return to the postseason with a strong statement. The pressure is immense, the stakes are sky high, and the excitement is through the roof. Every fan should be ready for intense weeks ahead, filled with pivotal plays, emotional highs and lows, and a thrill that only football at this time of year can deliver. The Cowboys are alive, the playoff chase is on, and the drama is unfolding in real time, leaving no shortage of excitement, speculation, and anticipation as we edge closer to the final whistle of the regular season. As we continue to track the Dallas Cowboys' journey through this tense stretch of the season, it becomes increasingly clear that every matchup, every snap, and every decision on the field could have massive ramifications. Week 14's Monday Night Football showdown between the Chargers and the Eagles is a particularly pivotal moment. If Philadelphia falters, the door swings wide open for Dallas to capitalize, potentially leapfrogging into the top spot in the NFC East. While the Eagles have shown resilience in past seasons, this year's inconsistencies make a collapse entirely plausible, and the Cowboys fans are hopeful that the stars align in this crucial period. However, even a favorable result against Philadelphia does not guarantee a smooth path. The Cowboys still face a gauntlet of tough opponents, each carrying the potential to disrupt playoff dreams if underestimated. Looking ahead, the road trip to Minnesota represents one of the team's most challenging assignments. The Vikings, despite a few ups and downs this season, are a disciplined team capable of taking advantage of even the smallest mistakes. Primetime exposure adds another layer of pressure, and Dallas will need to maintain sharp focus from the opening kickoff. Execution in both the running game and passing game will be vital, as the Vikings' defense has proven adept at forcing turnovers and creating chaos. If Dallas can emerge victorious here, it will not only strengthen their playoff odds, but also send a message to the rest of the conference that they are capable of performing under the brightest lights and against the toughest defenses. Following that, the matchup against the Los Angeles Chargers is another high-stakes contest. The Chargers have a quarterback who, when healthy, can dissect defenses with precision, and their supporting cast is filled with playmakers capable of turning any situation into a scoring opportunity. For the Cowboys, containing explosive plays and minimizing mistakes will be paramount. At the same time, capitalizing on turnovers and converting scoring opportunities into points will determine whether Dallas leaves the field with a crucial win or faces a setback that could jeopardize their postseason trajectory. The margin for error in these primetime clashes is microscopic, and the team's preparation, adaptability, and in-game adjustments will be tested in real time. Beyond the immediate matchups, fans must also consider the ripple effects of other NFC games. Teams like the Bears, Packers, Rams, Seahawks, and Niners are all jockeying for position, creating a chaotic playoff environment where no outcome is guaranteed. One upset in a seemingly unrelated game can shift the standings dramatically, reshuffling tiebreakers and changing the complexion of the NFC East race. For example, if the Rams suffer an unexpected loss or the Bears stumble against a mid-tier opponent, it could open opportunities for the Cowboys to move up the ladder. Conversely, if these teams perform consistently, Dallas' margin for error shrinks even further, making each game a do-or-die situation. This interconnected web of results highlights the unpredictability and drama of the NFL, and it is precisely what makes this stretch of the season so captivating for fans. But before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on the Dallas Cowboys. Feel free to share your thoughts on the news in the comments as well. In a move that has sent shockwaves through the NFL, the Dallas Cowboys are reportedly setting the stage for a seismic shift at the quarterback position. Sources close to the team suggest that Shedur, the rising star quarterback, is the latest name on the Cowboys' radar, and insiders are buzzing about what this could mean for the franchise's future. While the organization has not officially confirmed the signing, whispers around the league are already painting a picture of a bold, almost audacious strategy by one of football's most storied teams. Sanders, known for his precision passing and electrifying on-field leadership, has been the subject of speculation ever since his breakout performances captured national attention. Scouts and analysts alike have marveled at his poise under pressure, his ability to read defenses, and the uncanny knack for delivering in clutch moments. To hear the murmurs from Dallas, it seems the Cowboys brass might be betting that Sanders could be the missing piece to propel the team into a new era of dominance. The buzz isn't just limited to the press. Social media has exploded with reactions ranging from disbelief to excitement. Fans are debating the implications, imagining how Sanders' dynamic style could blend with Dallas' offensive schemes and whether he could emerge as a long-term franchise cornerstone. Former players and commentators have weighed in, noting that while it's risky to invest heavily in a young QB, the upside of landing someone with Sanders' skill set could be monumental. Meanwhile, the locker room atmosphere is reportedly electric with anticipation. Sources hint that veteran players are intrigued by the possibility of mentoring a quarterback whose talent has drawn comparisons to some of the game's elite signal callers. Rumors of secret meetings, strategy sessions, and behind-the-scenes evaluations have fueled speculation that the Cowboys are not just experimenting. They might be orchestrating a complete identity shift centered around Sanders. As the league watches closely, one thing is certain. The Cowboys' bold maneuver has reignited conversations about the team's ambitions, their willingness to take risks, and the tantalizing possibility of a new era led by a quarterback who has the talent, charisma, and determination to make headlines well beyond Texas. NFL insiders are now left with one question. Is this the dawn of the Shedur Sanders era in Dallas? That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to keep receiving exclusive news about the Dallas Cowboys, please subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. We always look forward to your comments and opinions. See you in the next video.